Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Amused Jester. My name is Junior, and today we're going to review an older release of the Ghostbusters 4-pack, Plasma Pack. Is this from the Plasma series? Well, this is actually 3.75 versions of Ghostbusters in the old O-ring style of G.I. Joe. This is the packaging which they really paid attention to, which is kind of interesting. I did not want to get this, but or at least on the original price. But this was on sale at Amazon for $30 or $29.99, and for that price, that's manageable for me. I'll willingly do that. Um, it's basically looking as if it was the old VHS tape. VHS, what does that say? That's an old media for movies before DVDs. DVDs, what do you say? That's an old media for movies before Blu-ray. Yeah, I'm in that generation. Like I'm in the generation that played Betamax. Anyway, so yeah, and it opens up and it reveals the figure. I don't have their car of this one. I'm not interested in it. This is basically gonna get displayed in my Star Wars collection. I'll put them in the population and everything. At least that's the plan. And yeah, but I already have the Plasma series, the 6-inch version of this, and I supported the HasLab of the Ecto 1, which is the 6-inch version of the Ecto 1. So let me go ahead and take them out of packaging and let's see what's going on with this 4-pack. All right, so there they are out of packaging. Basically, the 4 Ghostbusters, their wands or their blasters, the I can't remember what this is called now, and then the trap, and then of course the goggles. We'll go ahead and zoom in and look at the details a little bit more, and we'll see what's going on. All right, so let's look at the details. EKG meter, is that what this is called? Not an EKG, EMP? I can't remember. So it's basically just silver here on the arms. There's no additional paint for the lights. And then the main body itself is just plain black and there's nothing going on, but the detail is there. So that's kind of amazing. Again, that's my fingernail for reference. Okay. And then here is the goggles for that Ray uses. Just bare plastic, but again, the details are there. I do apologize that my fingernails are dirty, but eh. And what else? Oh, the ghost trap. Thankfully, they did at least paint this part right here, which is what I really want. And then they also painted the side. So, of all the 3 of the smaller ones, this is the most interesting one. And it really does stand out, as you can see, because of all the paint application. This would stand out too if it had those small pinpricks of light and something here on the screen, but that's okay. They're neutrino ones. It's very basic, it's very small. There's no paint application, and the detail in this one I think is lacking. It's like the basic shape of the wand. I mean, I guess it's unavoidable. It does have the slot here so you can put it in the backpack, but still, I mean, it serves its purpose, I think. All right, so we'll take a look at their heads really closely. So it's kind of like a basic, but at least you can kind of tell it's Peter Venkman or Bill Murray. I mean, the general shape. This guy's face is always hard to get anyway. So this is acceptable. Venkman here. Yeah, the Ghostbusters logo. And let's look at the proton pack. I mean, like it's basic painting, but I mean, this is what really matters. You can paint it up, I suppose, if you want to. It's really small for me though. It's like there's no way I'd be able to do that. And let's plug in one of these wands in the back. So it slots in there, I think. But it's pretty loose. I didn't get it properly. So it slots in, sorry, in the back. There's a shape specifically for it, and then this one goes here. It plugs in the back there. It's the plastic or rubber is very gummy, which actually is good in this instance, so it gives it a little bit more, makes it more pliable. The only thing is this on the right side? Isn't it supposed to be on this side? I don't know. Ray stands. Head looks good. Portrait looks good. It kind of looks like him. Dan Aykroyd. Egon Spengler. Oh yeah, definitely profiles right there with his big nose and everything. What's the name of this actor? Oh my gosh. And if you look, see, the name is well written over there. Finally, Ray Winston. I don't know about you guys, but have you guys seen this guy in person? This guy is ripped. Like, I think he's like 70 or 80, and he is keeping himself physically well. Like when every one of these guys looks like they're 90 or 80, this guy looks like he's in his 50s or 60s. He's in far better shape than I am. And he's the only one like really smiling out of all four. Right, so I've gone on ahead and put on their accessories because this is gonna get lost if I don't do it. I put in the headgear on Ray, the meter on Spengler, and then the trap on Winston, and then I'll have Venkman doing the action pose with the wand. Now, let's look at the articulation on this guy, right? So O-ring, when I first got it out of the box, I'm thinking, hey, this is not bad. This is like, why don't I do GI Joe O-rings again and all that stuff? And because my GI Joe, I don't know why, but for some reason I want to add GI Joe to my 3.75 line because it does fit in that universe and expand my 3.75 universe. I can't really call it my Star Wars universe because I do want to expand it to more characters that's dealing with 3.75. But so initially I was like, man, this is not so bad, especially since today is the same day that I just reviewed the Moff Gideon TVC. But we'll talk about that later in terms of comparison. But the head is just side to side, and I'm okay. That's fine. I don't need this head to go up and down. The shoulder has the rotation, and I'm okay with that, even though the pins are there. Even the level of detail, I'm okay with that because, as I've explained in my TVC line, just to expand the universe, I'm willing to downgrade the quality a little bit. So I'm downgrading the quality of the design and everything, right? So look, single articulation does have a bicep cut and nothing on the wrist. The wrist is static. You can't move the wrist or anything like that. And of course it's an O-ring, so you have all kinds of range for the waist. But the thing is, because it's an O-ring, it doesn't really stay in that position. It tends to fight you. That's what I remember from O-ring. A barbell on the hips, and that's fine. This is good. There's no cut in the joints, and I'm okay with that because It's the joint, metal joint there, right? And look, the knees, single joint, but that's with Star Wars too. There's no rotation though. It's just straight single joint. And then there's nothing on the ankles. So, would I ever switch back to O-ring? No. It's just this is just something that I've gone through and everything. This is what I would call a tier 5 figure. Like the last of the last options. The articulation is very, very minimal. You know what? Maybe I'll call this a tier 4 figure because tier 5 is 5 points articulation, and I actually have something like that in my collection. My hold on a second. The Mezco Batman is a tier 5 because it's only 5 points. The um, reaction Marvel figures that's 3.75, also 5 points. So that's a tier 5. But this is the lowest of the low where I'm desperate just to get the characters in, and I would buy it just because of that, just so I can get the characters in. Because even though these are tier 5 figures, they're category 1 characters. Like maybe not this one. This one might be a category 2, but Batman, yes, he's a category 1 figure for me for DC. These guys are category 1 figures because they're main characters from the Ghostbusters, 1980s. They're like my kicks, you know. They're my generation, you know, in terms of when I was growing up. So they're category 1, but they're tier 4 because there's like it's really, really bad articulation. Well, not really, really bad. This is really, really bad. It's tier 5. So, and the worst thing is like this type of articulation, even though it's good, Mesco is putting these out at $17. Not this one, but the one that's from the 1989 Batman. That's ridiculous for 5 points. And you're asking the same price as you would ask for a TVC line. Come on, man. I'm not even doing that anyway. So obviously this is tier 1 category 1 figure, and I'm paying $17 for this one. Um, Now anyway, the reason why I was kind of thinking this might be good because then we have this one, the Epic Hero series from Hasbro, which has the ball joint of the neck, so it's almost um, acceptable, but the shoulders only goes forward, while this one has a full range out. There's no bicep cut. Oh, this is actually one of the bad ones. There's nothing on the shoulders because some of the Epic Hero series now has shoulder joints. Yeah, they've improved the Epic Hero series since this one. What? Do I have another Epic Hero series? Pretty sure the new ones have articulation here on the elbow and I believe on the knees, but I can't guarantee that. This is $8, but this one, these guys originally were $45 as a pack, so that means each figure was $11. Now, I don't care about packaging. I like that packaging. I might actually keep it for as long as I could, not necessarily maintaining its integrity, but I don't care about packaging. It's gonna get tossed, it's gonna get blown. $45, $11 for these 3.75, kind of like O-ring style. I don't know if I'm willing to do that. Now, at $30, this was basically around $7.5 each figure, and that's good. That's good. So let's go ahead and evaluate this. So keep in mind that I got this on sale for $30, meaning each figure is basically 7.5. So base price is 10, equaling to $7.5 each figure. And I would say the value on this one would have to be 12. It's definitely, you definitely want to get it. It's basic representation of Ghostbusters. It's filling into the 3.75 universe perfectly. And let me bring in my TVC Star Wars. So this is basically the same scale as 3.75, as you can see. And you can just populate your universe like that. So the value in this one is a 12. Actually, I might even give it up a 13. And I'm not going to give it because of the packaging. The packaging, I don't really care about the packaging. This is my valuation. You guys that care about packaging, I would maybe add a 1 point for that because it's really well done. But I would say the value in this one is around 13. I might even give it a 14 just because I'm really quite satisfied with it. And the price on this one at 7.5 with this type of articulation, yeah, I'll give it a 13. No, I'm sorry, I'll give it a 14 because if I bought this one and I'm kind of happy with 12 and it's only got 5 points of articulation, the amount of articulation in this one, the nostalgia kick, the price, yeah, it bumps it up to 14 value. So yeah, that's it for my review of the Hasbro 4-pack plasma 4-pack of the Ghostbusters. If you get it on sale for $30, I think it might still be on sale from Amazon $30. I definitely would recommend getting this. If you got it for 45, I'm like, 45, 11 bucks for this one. Only if I was a true Ghostbusters fan. The O-ring is really kind of killing for me. I know, don't kill me please, all you O-ring fans. But I'm 50 years old. I grew up on O-rings, and I'm like, toys can be better, and that's what I'm looking for, better toys. Like, even though my toys will just basically static, kind of like what I talked about with Crosshair here, where I'm gonna display them like that, and O-rings can definitely achieve that stance. I'm just like, the ability to move it the way I want it is what's important to me, and eventually I do. Eventually I pose it, and the tier 1 articulation of figures are more important to me than the nostalgia kick. But still, value 14 with a base price 10 equaling to $7.50 a figure. That's it for my review of the 4-pack Ghostbusters from Hasbro. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you guys on my next review. Bye.